What have you found is, if somebody wants to improve and get better at telling these stories, in your own experience, Mike, when you look back over the years of developing, your expertise in this area, is there one or a couple of things that you've done that you think have played the biggest role in, in increasing your understanding and the success that you've been able to achieve? Like, as an example, is it focusing on how you write, or is it focusing on really trying to identify anytime you hear a story or see a story and noting it down? Like, is there anything that you've done that's helped you to really increase your performance in this area?
Absolutely. And there are specific things that are meta skills when we teach this. And the first one is knowing exactly what a story is and what it isn't. And for that, you need to be able to recognize certain specific elements of story. The first being time and place. They happen at a time and a place, and there is a sequence of related events. They kind of go, you can think of them in terms of conjunctions. Actually, they go like, at this time and place, something, something, and, but. And the but is the thing you don't expect. Oh, now what's happening? They are a promise of something that's unanticipated, a surprise. And then they finish so, and, but, so. And whenever you're delivering your information about what happened in that sequence, you're telling a story, and people will listen. The people will find that interesting. There's an engaging aspect to that. And there's a very simple reason why stories are engaging. We know that we can't predict. We know that stories have an unpredictable element to them, and we want to try and predict what's going to happen next. We have this big part of our brain which is doing nothing but predicting all of its inputs. The neocortex is predicting its inputs. So it's trying to predict what you're going to see next, what you're going to hear next, and what you're going to feel. And your neocortex would have been predicting, I was going to say the word next. So stories, even though you hear them or you read them, if they have a character in them, the listener can put themselves into the story and imagine themselves as that person and try to predict what's going to happen next to that person and how that person will feel. And that's the way we pass emotional content in stories. And your listeners may or may not know, but humans make all their decisions, every single one, by reference to our emotional memory, which is in the neocortex, by the way. So a decision, by definition, is a decision to feel comfortable on some time scale. It's a feeling. I will do that if I feel that I'll be more comfortable in the near, mid, long term. And we predict how we'll feel before we move, before we act. And so stories are a wonderful mechanism, because when we tell stories about other people who are in the process of acting, we can infer how that person feels and why they're acting. So we're passing emotional reasoning as well as rational reasoning in a story, which is a crucial thing to understand about decision making.
One thing, Mike,